Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a Spark of Genius Flesh and Blood production, another CC replay analysis video from the FaB Team Cup. I believe this is a week one, another one of the week one games for Stroop Waffles. You got Oliver Fee, everyone's favorite part of OK&Y. I guess he's the person you see
He's
the most.
the most
But you should
sarcastic
definitely
of the
back him.
bunch, I think, which could be
Oh,
the most
100%.
fun, maybe.
No, great guy. Playing a lot of. I don't know if anyone go check out the OK&Y channel. If you haven't heard of it, go check it out. You see that string of like 20 games in like 18 days or something. It's not that high, but it's something ridiculous where he like releases like Arakni gameplay essentially daily for like 2 weeks or
Yeah,
something.
it's a lot of gameplay.
This is not one of the ones he released because this is part of the FaB Team Cup, but he has been grinding Arakni, so we're going to see him in action here against Team Greece, FaB Team Chaos, I believe. And so we're gonna be heading to this game. I am joined by my co-creator, co-commentator, co-caster, co-compatriot Rob on the bottom. I'm gonna be helping with the co-commentate part. It's not casting because it's not live, I guess. It's more the commentating part. So we're gonna be looking here. We do have some a nice slate of videos for the rest of December. We're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, a lot more CC gameplay. Everything is kind of planned, and we're gonna be adding in like ad hoc videos as we go. And with that, let's without further ado, we have Arakni versus Viserai.
Let me start the game.
So Arakni Viserai, interesting matchup. Let's see what we got. So we got AB1, AB2, because we have Arcane Lantern on the Arakni side here, and we have Tunic, pretty standard mask and the boots, and nothing crazy coming out of the Viserai. Tunic, Crown, Creepers. I don't think there were any surprises there.
It's a very standard build, I think, as far as
I think it was a pretty standard build. Yeah, Oliver's Arakni build is definitely a bit more of a mid-rangey build. I don't think he's running like pure fatigue. I also don't think he's like very aggressive too. He is playing against Viserai is definitely a bit of a mid-range build. Also, he can have some aggressive combo turns, but in general, he blocks a little bit, attacks, blocks, attacks, sets up some nice 5-card hands.
Yeah, it's not all gas like FaB is. He takes time to breathe.
He's got the profile. Yeah, well, I mean, 5 draws shit.
You're forced to breathe.
I don't have a choice here. So we kind of see two very like similar styles of play. Of course, Arakni is mainly looking at a different kind of win con, right? Running the Viserai resources, trying to outvalue him, and trying to get like maximum efficiency. Of course, there's a lot of cards in the Viserai deck that do block for 2. All the Mauvrion guys block for 2. Lead the Charge blocks for 2. Plenty of 2 blocks in, so at least like this double-digit 2 blocks in that given scenario. I think Rattle Bones also blocks.
Turn 1, Mordred
blocks for 3 though.
Oh, the Deathly Duet. Okay, so a card that just came out in Dynasty. Yeah, Looming Doom, a new entry into the deck, especially because you can pair it with Creepers to do some insane arcane damage.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, things that probably shouldn't be allowed, but
yeah. No, for sure. So we do see the Red Deathly Duet. So we see the Looming Doom pitch non-attack, so it will be the generation, the Rune Chant generation. Of course, this is Mordred Tide, so you're generating 3 Rune Chants off Deathly Duet and 2 Rune Chants off Viserai. So that's why you got the 5 Rune Chants on there. You're going to see a block from Slay the Scholars, the reveal card for OK&Y. And going to be blocking a little bit of this damage. I think that, that's actually a very, very good turn 1 because you get a little chip damage. Got 5 Rune Chants on the back of that.
The key.
Arakni has a lot of blues though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of it just be pitched out and then you 0 for them or something like that.
That's fair. Leave no witnesses.
The dagger taken. Yeah. Ooh, sees the Arcanine shard. That's hilarious.
It's kind of funny. I like seeing what Arakni sees. You get to see what's on top of the deck.
Yeah, people still figuring out how they want to like see the card. Like sometimes the opponent just kind of flips the card up for you, and other times,
like in person.
Like, no. I want to. I was like, I want to touch that card. I want to grab that card.
I want the satisfaction of doing it myself.
Yeah. So this is very, very, very good majestic card. 0 for 4 comes in. If it hits, contract is just red cards, which is a lot of decks have a lot of red cards.
Quite high rate. Yeah, you have a good chance of hitting that. I believe this also breaks the arsenal, or puts the arsenal to the bottom. I forget.
It does banish the arsenal card.
Banishes.
It does banish the arsenal card. I'm gonna take the Viserai. I'm gonna take the opportunity to crown this, as it is a pseudo CNC, right? So gonna crown, kind of ignore it, draw a card, and then probably just take 2 and let the banish happen.
Yeah, great target for the crown. probably one of the few times that you actually won a crown, just protecting the Arsenal card.
Yep. Interesting that Oliver didn't crack the black tech or anything like that. He just had a shred. Okay, he did actually have an attacking hand. So.
Right.
Yeah, he did. He had a shred, and that's all you got.
Right.
Which is for the Rosetta Thorn. I thought Rosetta Stone. Oh my god, how many times have I said
every time?
Yeah. Like, I gotta really read into it. It's a different language, the runic, all the runic cards have a different kind of language on there.
Perfect.
So this is a bit of a Rosetta Stone there.
I prefer Duolingo.
You prefer
We're not sponsored. We're not sponsored. That's right. This is all off the cuff.
Unfortunately.
So
we have become Dark Knight. I really be discarding a Stolen Gloomveil.
Okay, discarding Gloomveil. Okay, so he really wants that rune chant generation. This feels more OTK to me because you're going for like Mordred, but in order to get enough rune chants, he probably wants to attack with something. So we'll see if this is a tempo play or more of like a bank 10 plus rune chants kind of play. I'm leaning towards the tempo.
He might be mobbing here. Or he could have a Rattlebones. He could just have
there it is. That's the only reason you would discard your Gloomveil, because Rattlebones can fetch it out.
Yeah, so he's generating 2 rune chants off the Viserai, so he's generated 3 total. So this Gloomveil is going to have everything turned on, because the Gloomveil itself is going to generate 2 off the back also. So you've created 5 at that point, so you're more than above here. So
yeah, very nice tempo play. Really good value off the Mordred. That is the second one blown. So
in a row.
Yeah, 2 turns in a row. And one was unfortunately used on turn 1 or turn 0, where you couldn't really get that much value off of it. But we are seeing a block with Shred. I believe that blocks 2. Or maybe it's 3.
Shred blocks for 3.
It blocks 3.
Everything blocks for 3, pretty much.
Right, I forgot how good that card was. For a card that good, you'd assume it blocks 2, but no. Oh, and we're seeing...
It's rare. It's rare, that's why.
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of nutty. That's a Revel. So Revel going to create, I believe, 7 more rune chants off the back. Hitting, it's an insane turn.
Yeah. Is this you, Rob? Is this you playing?
This is my kind of luck. I guess so. Just by watching the video, I'm injecting my luck into this post game review.
Looks eerily like Rob. So we see a Revel that's coming in for 2/2, and then the 2/2 from Rosetta.
It was the 9 on the back. Yeah,
because Revel creates 5. And then
2 more off of Viserai, and he had 2 banged from the attack on the Gloomveil. So 9 rune chants coming up. Really strong stuff.
Yeah, and so we see one draw off of that's all you got, blocking the Rosetta Thorn. But other than that, pitching 6.
I can't really tell what that is.
Annihilate the arms. The arms.
I'm still getting used to all the artwork for the assassin cards. Yeah, it takes a while.
That one's Annihilate the Arms. I believe is attack actions.
Okay.
Attack reactions, I think. Just reactions.
The reactions. I thought that might have been Nyx the Nimble, but I might be wrong.
Oh. Maybe that's Nyx the Nimble and this is attack actions. I think
maybe it's attack actions, yeah. Because I feel like the reaction one is not played as often in red.
This might be the attack action one. So it's a 1 for 5. Was able to keep a card back, the cut to the chase. And Oliver blocked essentially with his entire hand. He pitched for 6. Block the initial 8.
He had no choice.
They all have 3 value, but like that's where you're gonna get the maximum value. And then he just blocked out everything he could right there, and he's down to 25 already. But to be fair, the Viserai is on 32. Did take the full 5.
He didn't do anything here. He kept his full hand of 4, right? Which means he can still bounce back with some good damage. I think on turn 1, Viserai drew both his Mordred and Revel, because he might have arsenaled the Revel there for turn 2. So really crazy draws.
Yeah. Good turn 1 too. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, if you consider 9 rune chants plus the 5, that was 14 rune chants.
Yeah, I would consider that.
You'd consider that.
Yeah, consider that pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
We do see
definitely duets. So again, creating 2 rune chants, pitching Mordred Tide. Sorry, not Mordred. Mavrion. Always confused the 2.
Yeah, so it looks like it's just a yellow. So there was no grasp. Sorry, it was just a pitch of yellow for Deathly Duet. So Deathly Duet.
Right.
New card from Dynasty. Pitching a non-attack gives you the essentially Spellblade Assault.
Yeah, which was a played card. I think now it's not played because you can play this now, but it was still a good card when it was viable.
Yeah, for sure. When there was no better option, essentially, it was the card that people were running.
Exactly.
Really not a lot. It's probably no Mauve or anything like that out of the Viserai. And we're going to see Oliver come back with a bit of bit of a turn. So he's got Spider's Bite. He has 2 silver, so he can use either the Paradition or the Boots and be able to get it back pretty much immediately. It's starting to turn on this next turn. That being said, life difference is at 7. Both players with Tunic. 2 Mordreds down.
Yeah, a lot of threats. One Revel. We haven't seen. Well, we've seen Marvion be pitched, but none played yet.
Yellow Mob. None played yet. Correct.
And none of the Shrills. So a lot of power combos still in the Viserai deck that can still do quite a bit of damage. But seeing Mordreds go is usually a good sign this early.
Yep. We have Slay Scholars. Seeing the Swarming Gloomveil, putting it to the bottom. Slay Scholars is non-attack. So I'm gonna put that to the bottom. Kind of dual purpose there because it's a very strong card. So you just get to like make sure your opponent doesn't see it for a lot of turns because that's going to the bottom of 48, 52 card deck at this point after third draw.
Right.
So that's also pretty strong. So no banish there. You're gonna just see a block. Probably a fairly weaker turn.
We did see the Spider's Bite hit, which means that
we did.
Every time he blocks with an attack action, I believe, it gets -1.
-1. Yeah,
so I guess Slay the Scholars was for 2, because the Shrill only blocked 2 in this case.
Yeah, we see an interesting turn. Pitching 3 for the Grasp. Pitching 4 for the Grasp, because there was 2 Rune Chants already up there. And then playing a Read the Runes Red to gain another 3. So going up to 6 Rune Chants seems fine.
Yeah, it's the best you could probably do with that kind of hand. When you see Read the Runes, you really want to make sure you have the go again source. And I assume the cards he pitched didn't have that.
Yeah, he pitched a Revel.
Which was unplayable. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have pitched a Blue Mauve. Didn't have an attack.
Seeing some good stuff off the top.
Sack the Shifty. Oh, which one? It's 0 for 4. I don't know.
Sack the Shifty.
Go again. It's go again.
It targets cards with go again?
Targets go again. Okay. Yeah, targets go again, I believe.
I guess it's natural go again, which there aren't many.
Yeah. Cards with printed go again on it. In Viserai,
I guess all the Marvions. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Mordred Tide has go again.
Yeah.
Revel has go again.
Okay.
There a lot of the non-attacks lead the charge as go again. A lot of the non-attacks have go again.
That's true.
People usually only think of attack actions, but non-attacks, all of them have.
But I guess Viserai has like none though. That's the issue.
The attacks.
Right.
Unless he's running the Rune Flash. Rune Flash is go again.
Oh, good point.
So if he's running Rune Flash, targets that. But I don't know if he's running Rune Flash.
Yeah, that one's
we are going to see the
out
Mass Pop.
Oh,
we got the third Mordred too.
That's really big.
And he got the Mauve. It's a 2-for-2 hit there.
I think it's a blue Mauve.
It was go again. Yeah, that's like any Mauve is a good Mauve.
Oh, and they both have go again.
Both have go again. He got another 2 silver, so the Paradition essentially paid for itself.
Here's Lead the Charge. Blue.
Yep.
So I believe it's a costed 2 or higher, gets go again, or gains an action point, I think. Is that how it works?
Yeah, you gain an action point, so it gets around stuff that prevents go again.
Right.
So this is a 5-card hand from Viserai with 6 Rune Chants, so I'm expecting some big things.
Probably expecting big things out of you. We're seeing the Incantation come out. Okay. Going to 7 Rune Chants now. This is the one that gives a Rune Chant per turn.
No embodiment for you. You're not Briar.
Definitely do it. That's a blue. Ooh.
7 Rune Chants coming in, though.
We'll create 2. It still creates 2, and then creates 1 more from Viserai. That's right. Yeah. Not bad. It does have go again now, or an action point, technically.
So we see, and then the Rosetta's going to come after that. So we see 2 physical coming in, and then we see the 7 Rune Chants.
7.
Very, very pitch poor hand out of Arakni, which is a little unusual. Generally, barely quite a few blue
3 reds, but
a little bit unmuch.
Some nice D-reacts, but it is a lot of Rune Chants, so you're going to have to take these. It's never worth pitching a red card for Rune Chant protection.
Yeah, so you're going to have pitching a yellow, and then you're going to have 2 damage, which is going to be Fate Foreseen.
Yeah.
There's a blue right there.
Yep. He's going to keep it on top.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. The hand cycle there would be nice to get some more blues.
Into a Revel. Yeah. Very nice. He was at... Oh, there we go. Okay, using 2 dice. Yeah, I was confused by the 4, but that makes sense.
Yep. So he's going to come in for
8 plus the 2/2, so that looks like 12 damage. Oliver will soak up, I guess, 8 of it, blocking 5 technically.
Yeah, and he's going to be preventing some damage with the Oasis, pitching one off the Tunic, gaining a life, which is good. However,
seeing Spellblade Assault still being played. There we go. Yeah, good enough to still be played.
Yes, Plunder the Poor, I believe, is cost 1 or less.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas Rob the Rich is
2 or greater.
I always laugh when I hear Rob the Rich, and then 2 or greater. I wonder why. 2 or greater is Rob the Rich. Plunder the Poor is 0 for 4. And this is so Oliver did refresh his mask there, so he used 2 of his silver to refresh his mask. He did use the other 2 silver. He hasn't used the boots yet.
True. I guess his hands have been very small, so the go again, one attack action doesn't really matter.
Well, I think when he could use it, he didn't have one. I think we saw he had a That's All You Got and a React, I think, something along those lines, so he couldn't actually use it.
Right.
We do see a block here.
Blocking with CNC.
With CNC, so it's still going to hit, I guess?
That is a 4, yeah. Thank you, Oliver. Hitting for 4, using the mask to...
Oh, he's thinking about the mask trigger.
Right.
Okay. Yeah,
triggering one more banish. Yep. Very nice. Yep. We'll see what he gets. Miss on both, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't hit either of those.
But he hits the third Deathly. I think that was a red Deathly. And getting the third CNC. He put one in the bottom, one was used, and now one was banished. So there are no more CNCs for the foreseeable future.
No CNCs. No Mordred's period, because he banished the last one.
That was a really good banish.
That was the second Rebel, I believe.
Yes, so but he did pitch one. He pitched one, so it's at the bottom.
Yep. So we do see just another kind of off-ish turn, just a Spellblade Assault generating 2.
Taking it easy, having a very good, exactly, a very good 4 block.
Probably just taking the 1 Rune Shan and just sinking this. I think it's a red Spellblade Assault, so just pretty
you would. I don't even know if you run the blues. Maybe some decks do, but I never did. But it's still 2 Rune Chants. Like, that's the good thing about going from red to blue is, like, you still keep the main effect of the card. Just like Deathly Duet. If you run the blues, you still get the 2 Rune Chant generation. So there's something to be said about that being, like, an above-average blue to still put in your deck. It blocks for 3.
Yeah. I probably think there's probably not as much...
like, leeway or room to put it in. Yeah.
Unfortunately that he had to pitch a sink below to... block a Rune Chant there, but he probably just wanted to cycle it out of his hand.
Yeah, I think his hand's going to be, or his turn's going to be short enough that he has enough to arsenal anyway, so might as well get rid of it.
Yep.
See it later.
So we do see Spider's Bite into probably an attack, either a 1 for 5 or a 0-4. Looks like a Plunder the Poor.
Yeah, we did see a blue Plunder the Poor for 2, I believe. Seeing red, Mauvrion Skies, so sinking that. That would have been a decent... that would have been a target. Yeah, that would have been a target. But I guess he's assuming that Viserai's going to block this. He doesn't want to give him the Mauvrion.
Yeah, probably just going to block 2 for the Grasp.
Yeah, we're seeing a lead the charge block for 2. It's fine.
Yep. Yeah. Spider's Bite doesn't really matter, because if you have a non-attack that blocks for 2, might as well.
Yeah, that works.
Another Rune Chant coming online here with the Incantation.
Yeah, Incantation.
Guys.
That is a blue, I believe, but it still gives the go again. Oh, okay, we're seeing the Mauve Shrill combo now. So Shrill coming in for 7 on the red with the Rune Chant generation on the back. If this hits, it'll create 1 more Rune Chant.
Yes. So we're going to see the pitch for the Rune Chants. It looks like he might... Okay. So
yeah, he pitched 2, took 1 here. And he's full blocking, I believe, for 7. And we're seeing now the Rosetta come in for 5 more. Full block with the Oasis. Very nice coverage.
Yep. Oasis is very, very good into Rosetta. You just get to gain 1 life and block the full source of 4, because it's 1 source of 4, right? And you have a 0 to 4. Stack the Shifty, again, go again attack. So he's going to put the Spellblade Assault to the bottom.
I don't think Oliver's ever kept a single card on top. Just likes that feeling of putting things to the bottom.
I don't know. Yeah, he might have put it to the bottom and then just like banishes 2 off the mask. But he's done that a couple times where I think mask has got some pretty good value. You got the Mordred out of there. I think the Mordred alone was probably like enough.
Oh, that was enough to, if he was losing the game, that was enough to bring him back, I think.
Yeah, I mean, now he's definitely losing the game. But I think Viserai is like having a Mordred Revel.
It was a double Revel, right? Well, not double Revel, but back-to-back.
No, it was back-to-back Mordred. The second one had a Revel.
And then the second Revel came out maybe a few turns later.
Yeah, second Revel came out on the 5-card hand later on when he had 6 Rune Chants, right?
It was 5. No, maybe 5 Rune Chants, and then he came out with 9 more after that second Revel.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 5-2.
One thing that is kind of a pattern with Arakni is that the disruption is not great. So if you're into a deck that really likes having 5-card hands and likes comboing off with Revel plus Mordred, you're not going to really get them to block with those cards, unfortunately. So that's one thing that we're seeing in Arakni games.
You do have spiders bite CNC. You have surgical extraction. You need to hit them. You know what I mean? So here we just see Rattlebones being used to get your swarming. Pinch for sack the Shifty. You do see the Fate Foreseen. There's the surgical.
Who's gonna keep that? Yep.
Yeah, it's an expensive card. You got to keep it now.
You gotta play it. If you buy that card, you gotta play it.
Can you imagine paying like $40? Be like, yeah, I have it now, and then every time you just pitch it, and you're like,
Yeah, I think half the time it's probably pitched, but I still can't believe that Majestic's a $40 card.
Ooh, we see the Creepers read the runes with the Swarming Gloomveil. Now, luckily, he faded. Oliver Fate foreseen this, so the Swarming's not going to hit.
Yes.
Right. However, the read the runes is going to, because if the Swarming hit on a 3-block and Swarming was 4, you take the damage. These rune chants are not you can't prevent these.
You cannot block them.
True damage.
Yeah, that's the effect of having created 3 auras before playing your Gloomveil. Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Gloomveil is always checking, so you just essentially, in response, you're able to just come in at instant speed with the read the runes before it happens.
Yep.
Swarming is a constant check, right?
Yeah. For how many auras you've created.
Yeah. So
it's a very nasty combo. We are seeing now that all you got.
Yeah, not all you got.
That all you got being played against Rosetta Thorn. Pretty ideal scenario. Get to draw a card off of it.
Yep. That was the surgical
which he knew was on top. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're seeing it be pitched again, but it's okay. It'll have its time. It'll be back. Well, he's at 8 health. I don't know, but ideally he'll see it again.
Yep. And I like the arms coming out here. So 1 for 5, looking for attack actions. He did take the Viserai did take the dagger there. Did take the Spider's Bite. So attack actions at the -1. We do see Creepers at 1. So I imagine it's not going to be super high. Like the thing is, Arcane Barrier 2 means that it's not a guarantee that Rosetta goes through every turn.
That's true.
Right? You can just, if Oliver has enough pitch, you can block it out and the Creepers will break.
Yep.
I imagine that Creepers is going to come out to block very soon, unless
that's a good point.
Player, double hit, 2 silvers for you.
Woohoo.
Oh, no, that goes back to the field. There we go. 2 onto there. And the key here is, like, I think Oliver's climbing back. I think the issue is the very high damage output early game that Viserai was able to put out. It's just very, very hard to come back with when you're taking like 8 to 10 arcane damage because you have to.
Actually, 14 on that second Revel turn.
That's true. So we do see a Gorganian into a Rattlebones, most definitely getting the Swarming Gloom.
It's the only target. Unless you run the birthday cake, there's nothing else you can grab, really. Dude, there's no Mordred, or no Mavrion, I mean. Sorry?
So that's his 4th total Gloomveil? Or is this his 3rd time he's going to be playing Gloomveil?
I remember it being 3 times now. I think he definitely... Yeah, it's the same one. He definitely Rattlebones it twice now, and I think he played it naturally once. Although he did block. He did block with it. Maybe it's only the 2nd time. Anyway.
That's possible.
Anyway.
So we do see the Gloomveil coming in for 2 rune chance and 3 physical. Sorry, this would be the 2nd rune chance. It would be 4. Because he created 1 off the Rattlebones and he created 1 off the Swarming Gloomveil.
Right.
I came in for 2 rune chance. That was blocked. Sorry, that was prevented. Plunder the Poor. And we see a Sack the Shifty, Shred, and Plunder the Poor in hand. Oliver's going to be looking to see what he can see. He's probably looking to see if he has Revel left, I imagine. But I don't know how many cards are in Viserai's hand.
However, I don't know if he's reached 2nd cycle yet. Oh, you know what? He did shuffle his deck because I think he played a Become the Arc Knight. True. So whatever he did pitch was shuffled.
That's true. We do see another incantation being pitched for Rosetta. 1, 2, and 2. We do see pitch to block 2 of the arcane, I imagine. Oh, no, he has Arcane Barrier 2, so all the arcane would be blocked with that blue.
Right.
And then we see the mask being refreshed again.
Back the mask,
Just a draw. Those were all the cards there. So incantation popping through. I feel like getting maximum value from incantation is like really key this game to essentially like push through as much like over the top arcane as you can.
Yeah.
However, I think only like the 5-card hands will he get. Did Viserai get arcane damage? down last turn?
It's a good. Oh yeah, Oliver's not pointing it out. Yeah, he's like, oh, you didn't actually damage me. Yeah.
That's exactly what I mentioned. Like the Arcane Barrier 2 was able to block the full.
Oh yeah, what did Viserai come in with again? Did he attacked and he created 3 rune chance? 2 rune chance only.
He Rattlebone to create 1, Swarming to create the second one. So it's 2 rune chance that was blocked with the blue.
The chance of that hitting is very slim. So I think you were right. He should have used the creepers to block.
I think so. Because if your opponent's on Arcane Barrier 2 and has a bunch of blues, it's just like, well.
Yeah, you're expecting a block pretty much.
I think Oliver didn't attack though. That's the issue. Like Oliver had no cards. He just drew up. So it was literally Oliver blocked it all out.
Okay.
Was that the turn before?
It might be the turn before. I remember there was an opportunity for Viserai to block with creepers when it was at 1. It might have been the turn before, but my memory's a little fuzzy right now.
It's true. We do see a Dread Triptych, not a card we've seen in Viserai played as super recently.
It's a great blue. It's a great block 3. But it's so rarely played. It can create 3 rune chance.
For it. Yep. Yeah, very, very interesting card. It only comes in for 4.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard.
The 3 cost for 4 is a little underpowered.
Yeah. We are going to see the second blue coming out to be able to pitch to block 5 Arcane, which is more than enough for this particular purpose here. So we do.
Well, this might be 4, right? 2 from Rosetta and 2 rune chance.
Yeah. So, but he has 5 pitch, so he's going to be blocking 4 here.
That looks like oh, maybe you're right. It looks like 2 blues to me. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, he had Rosetta for 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're discussing whether incantations on 2 or 1. I think they were. I think the trigger is. Oh, maybe he missed the trigger on the rune chant. I'm not actually sure.
That's a good point. I don't think it says you may. I think that this is like a mandatory thing.
It is a mandatory trigger. He's going to be blocking Oliver's going to be blocking the physical damage on the Rosetta with his Plunder to 4. Tunic going up to 3 and drawing up. That's his last card. So yeah, he did pitch enough to block the 2 rune chance plus the Rosetta.
Right.
He just had 1 floating and he pitched a blue, which is pretty reasonable.
Yeah. So one thing the Arakni's pretty good at is hanging in there. Yeah. He hasn't taken damage in a little while now.
They don't call him Spider-Man for nothing.
Sticky.
Just hanging.
He's sticky.
Let's see if he can get out of the sticky situation though, because we have Viserai still over 20. So
yeah, we're seeing the Arcanite Shard come back into his loving arms.
Yep, maybe it was shuffled to the top here. So 3 rune chance generating the shard. Yeah, 3. One from the shard itself. Oliver going to be using the Tunic to prevent the 1 Arcane, and then a Cut to the Chase to block. So it was a blue Spellblade Assault. So only needed a 3 block for that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So we're going to see a little bit of tempo coming back. Looming Doom. So that is a non-attack. So
keeping that there. Yeah.
Because you mentioned he never keeps it on top. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. This is the right time.
Heard you from the Aether here.
Is this Slay the Scholars?
Slay the Scholar. So it's the non-attack.
It's the non-attacks, yeah.
It's the last red. Coming in for 4.
All right, wow.
You'd be looking for non-attacks.
Yeah.
Hence. He does have a he does have a Cut to the Chase. Ooh, which is going to be very good now.
Yeah, very good block. He did commit the mask there, so very good block.
Yeah, but Cut to the Chase coming in here going to be plus 3. It's going to be 7 onto the 4. Going to look at runes. Probably keep that on top, I imagine.
Yeah, because you're going to get... Well, you can also... Well, yeah, the mask is popped, right? So you have 2 targets now. There's a Dread Triptych, unfortunately.
Yep, so you're going to get the 1 silver.
Did he bottom that? That read the runes?
Dread Triptych was under the... No, he didn't. He kept it on top, so he managed the...
Oh, it was the same one he saw earlier, right? If I'm not mistaken, because he saw 2 cards, so he knew it was coming anyway, so it didn't affect anything.
Cut to the Chase doesn't do anything if you didn't bottom the first card you saw for Arakni.
Right. Yeah. It's just like opting. Opt once, opt again, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same one, because we saw the non-attack on top that he kept.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I was surprised to see Dread Triptych, but I remembered, he only had 1, so he saw the same card twice.
Yeah, so Viserai at 20. So we're getting to the threshold here. And Viserai does have 4 rune chance up, though. Yeah. And Oliver's at 8. So only a 4-card hand.
Oliver is banking a few powerful cards, though. I think he had Last Ditch Effort, that was pitched earlier. It's an interesting card. 8 for 8 with Go Again, I believe. So definitely.
Think it'll get to that step?
He's hanging in there. He hasn't taken damage in a while. Now the next turn he's probably gonna leak some damage because 4 rune chance plus whatever is in that 5-card hand is probably gonna leak through. But Viserai, looking at the deck, I mean both decks are actually insanely thin right now. I wouldn't be surprised if there were no more attacks or no more threats in Viserai's deck.
Well, we have the 3rd Revel, right? So that's always going to be something.
There's a Revel, that's true. There might actually be another Swarming, now that I think about it. I don't think all 3 are played.
It's probably another Swarming. It's difficult because of the Rattlebones to keep track of what was naturally played and what just keeps coming back with Rattlebones. But
yeah,
I think taking that Read the Runes off the top is super good here, because drawing Read the Runes here is actually really nice to be able to like still have an active kind of hand to generate rune chance to come in for the big 5-card hand. Because I don't know if Viserai can just keep swinging 4-card hands and being efficient, because Oliver did manage to pitch some D-reacts to the bottom, I believe, when he pitched a Sink Below to block 1 Arcane earlier, for instance.
Yeah, you're right.
So there are still like defensive tools on Arakni's side, and Arakni has a ton of 3 blocks and blues. So
yeah, I just wish we could figure out how many cards in each deck were left. Or no, we don't really know, but both decks look really thin. I'd venture to guess like 5 to 8 cards each, judging by the. Although it might be a TTS thing.
I think it's a TTS thing.
It just looks so flat to me.
Yeah, we have to remember the Rattlebones is recycling, and it's.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, well, yeah, you're right. It's got to be more than that, because even the graveyards look super thin to me. So, never mind. The visual thing is not going to indicate how many cards are in the deck. I just wish one of them were. I wish Oliver would like hover over them so we could know how many cards.
Yeah, no, it's fair. We are Viserai's turn here. I think probably figuring out whether he wants to actually do anything or not, because without the Read the Runes, there's not that many like reasonable passive plays other than like Arsenal Pass, which feels a little lackluster when your opponent still has the boots up, so it can still go again off a hit, and force some blocks, and still has Eradicate up. So Oliver has been pitching all the Eradicates.
Yeah, he hasn't played a single one
for the late game. Yeah, he hasn't played a single one. Eradicate in the late game is really, really strong because it pseudo forces you to block. Even though it's not lethal, if you just run your opponent out of cards, and something like Viserai, if like you start hitting the rest of its attack actions, Viserai is just sitting there with Rosetta Thorn, which does a lot less damage here. We do see the Mauve Skies. We do see the third.
Veil. Yeah, Yellow Mauve.
Second or third. So Yellow Mauve creating a rune chant off the Swarming from Viserai, coming in for 4 rune chants.
Okay, Surgical Extraction being pitched to block 3 of them. I guess Oliver's thinking if he wants to block any more. I think he can assume that more rune chants are coming based on the Go Again and the generation, but he just he only blocked 2 of them. He's got one.
He's keeping the one up for Oasis to Rosetta the Rosetta
right.
Thorn, which makes sense. It's gonna fate blocking the physical damage here. I think Swarming was only coming in for 3, but getting good value off.
That's a good point. He only created 1 rune chant. Yeah.
Yep, only created 1 rune chant. I think another Looming Doom. Of course, it's the same Looming Doom.
Yeah. There's two of them.
He's really Looming Dooming. He's gonna generate rune chants off Grasp. Yep, he's gonna Grasp here. Pitching and Oasis. So he's actually gonna go up at the end of all that.
He caught up, yeah. Although he did lose 4 cards and Visser only lost 2. So I guess in terms of the deck race,
4 rune chants.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
So you have to think about it as like 3 cards, because Incantation generated 3 of those, right? So Incantation was essentially nullified with 1 cards, and Arachne pitched a blue to nullify playing 1 card, which is Incantation, right? So when you look at it, it's actually like counting on that side. So we see another Mauve. We're probably getting into like 6-7 Mauve territory here.
Yeah, this is another yellow one. This is the 3rd yellow. 1 yellow might have been banished, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Mauve into Gloomveil again.
Sorry, this is the last Swarming.
Gloomveil for sure, yeah.
The first one was refreshed a whole lot. The second and third
got a lot of mileage out of that one.
You did get a lot of mileage out of it. So we have 1 rune chant coming out of the one generated off Swarming, and 3 Go Again.
Yeah, 1 card left in hand. So probably going to be Arsenal because he can pitch for Rosetta here.
Yeah, probably Arsenal. I imagine there's a lot of blues left in Viserai's deck, because definitely Duet, a lot of them were just played. Like even the blue one was played at this point, right? So as far as your threats go, he's got a
Yeah. Dread Triptych was played once. I think he has 2 left in there.
Yep, he's blocking with 2.
There's the third Rebel. Okay, so definitely going to leak some damage through. We're seeing 10 more damage.
Yeah, that's... I don't know if he can block all of that.
Well, he blocked... yeah, okay, very good block on the Rosetta there.
Yeah, so he pitched another blue, blocked 5 arcane, took 2, I believe.
I believe you're right. No, it was 6 arcane, and I think he blocked. No, sorry, it was 8 arcane total. So pitching 5 with leak 3. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he took 3, I believe. Right? No, he was at 7 because he healed 1 from the
from Oasis. Yeah,
Oasis. Yeah.
We do see another 3 rune chance being generated by a Spellblade Assault and a block.
Ooh, there's the Eradicate block.
Yeah, so it looks like this has to be for
he might have
a red.
Played the wrong card there. Yeah, but he's drawing all the Mordreds. Sorry, the Mavrions now, which is very, very hard to block because you can't let that on hit proc.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be game because I don't think
he
doesn't have enough pitch. Yeah, he doesn't have enough pitch for the 5 arcane coming through from Rosetta and the...
Yeah,
there's the blues. That would be nice. Oh, there's more blues. That would be nice.
He's just showing him what he got.
Oh, there's not a lot of blues. Yeah, you see, so those sinks that I mentioned earlier, so they were coming up to be a pretty groggy kind of like sink something, eradicate, leaving no witnesses. So he had like a fair amount of threats left. I think the Revel was needed to finish the game. I think the Revel would have. I think if Oliver would have hit the Revel with one of the banished cards, I think we would have seen like a pretty different game. I think Revel really does crack the game this late because all of your threats are gone, right? It looks lopsided. Viserai 20, Arakni at 0. I don't think it was nearly like as lopsided. Right. You'll see that Oliver is like hovering over here. He had
12 cards.
12 was revealed. Well, no, he revealed.
8 more cards. You're right. Yeah.
12 because he had his front hand too. So he had 3 hands.
So 24 cards left. Yeah, he was doing pretty well in terms of deck size.
It's healthy, and he has like threats and defense. He has Eradicates, he has Leaf Nose, he has Sink Belows. Yeah. He's got decent threats here. He's got like a stacked all those Eradicates you see there. Which means that Viserai really is kind of hanging on by a thread here with the last of the attack actions. Without the attack actions, your damage output reduces so greatly because Rosetta turns into a 2 physical.
And after that Revel play, I think all the threats were now gone at that point. He's played 3 of every strong card I can think of in the deck. He probably had maybe some blue shrills, maybe some yellows if he played yellows. So
can't imagine many mobs.
With mobs, I think that might have been the last one. We were talking about being in 7 territory a while ago. I think he played 2 more since then. So he's probably played all of them at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Viserai did have the Grasp left and the Tunic still up, to be fair. I think it would have taken a couple turns to at least claw back a little bit of tempo. I think it would have been very close with the Revel not in play there, essentially, to be able to get that extra rune chance. Because I think like Mauve Assault is like the best thing you can ask for Assault, right? Because of the 2 arcane is just much harder to block if you know they've been pitching a lot of blues multiple turns in a row. The reds and yellows are bound to come up. That being said, good game, well played by both players. So that was a bit of a Arakni showcase by the Arakni grinder himself. That being said, hopefully everyone enjoyed this kind of content. If you do, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll have more of these CC replays, both from the Team Cup and from other exhibition matches with prominent, sometimes less prominent, still prominent players. That being said, from wherever you're watching in the world, have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Bye for now.